Welcome back to ESL Challenger Katowice, the South African closed qualifiers in the upper bracket finals. The winner here will go to the grand finals and will only have to play one match tomorrow instead of two to try and qualify for the main event. I am JRT with Mr. Alan Hender, and we are going to get going on map number 2. Nixuh picked up the first one, and they have the 1-0 lead here. Rusty going to get the opener onto SloWye, and then March trades it out, Alan.
Looking good so far for Bravado. 4v4 is going to favour them. Now the CTs to make some very hard decisions, but this information play from Blaze is real nice. Peeking out towards long. He takes more and more and more control. And calls to his teammates, I can't see anything. I can't see any players here. Bravado are actually going to start rerouting on towards A.
Oh,
and now Blaze needs to put up a good performance. He's getting pinched, but he doesn't know it. Noise Cubes might give it away, and now he's in a really poor position. Getting flanked from multiple directions. Way too much to deal with. And it all falls apart. Red carpet now laid out onto this A-bomb site.
I like the idea from Blaze, but he just overcommitted there, and now Triton is going to take down Flexi and Rusty looking for the final blow, but he does eventually go down. The man has his hands full here, but he connects onto March, cannot finish the job just yet. He's trying to peek around the corner and get those headshots with the USP, but he's running out of health and eventually will fall by the wayside to Wilj, 1-0 in favor of Bravado.
Got her there in the end. Really felt like Blaze's push was going to nail in that round, but some frisky mid-round calling. I mean, I don't know what actually scared them off hitting B in the end, but clearly somebody made a call that maybe were a bit telegraphed. And it worked by rerouting. Caught Blaze out in the open. Had they committed to B, Blaze would have been early flanking. They were free in defense, so yeah, luck, divine inspiration, or some epic reads out from the T side. Perfect call from Bravado.
I think if Blaze just sticks around party, he'll probably catch a couple of players rotating in a connector. So, you know, maybe just got a little over-eager trying to see what was happening up ahead of him and then gets caught in just the worst possible position and goes down. Lots of damage done in the early goings here from the util of Nixuh. So they've set themselves up pretty nicely to make some noise here in this round. As Bravado are trying to take the space over at long A. 4 players committed here, only 1 towards short. That is Wilj. And long is going to be tough to get past. Even if it's just pistols. Oh, nice.
I think there's a foot gap. I think there's a foot gap at the bottom of the smoke.
Yeah, there might be.
And it costs Frozen. Here comes the full execute. Players jumping through. The man has no idea where to look. Blind as a bat. Dead like the dodos. And these 2 remaining players had to save. I was getting really scared there for Bravado because they had 5 players committed to A. We spoke about this a bit earlier on in the day. And when you do that, you have no option to reroute. You're giving away a lot of, you know, space on the other side of the map. If Nixuh ever took B space after seeing those A nades, they might have had 4 or 5 players there by the time the hit comes. So I'm not the biggest fan, but they do keep it very clean. And, you know, it is very simple Counter-Strike. And sometimes that can be ever so powerful.
Nixuh just going to save a couple of deagles here, the nade and the body armor on both players. Assuming that Wilj doesn't open his door. Perhaps a march. No, they're not going to come down here. That will be that. 2-0 in favor of Bravado, and we talked about it in the pregame. Bravado not facing off against Nixuh on Overpass over the last 3 months. They have not played them. So, interesting pick so far. You know, it's looking like there's a good reason for them to be here, but Nixuh has started slowly off of pistol round losses a few times and still picked up wins, even in the previous map and the previous series, so you can't count them out yet, although this one will be another eco round. A couple of deagles, a flashbang, a nade, and some body armor for Rusty.
Running up long. Not feeling good about the Nixuh stack at the moment. Blaze is coming off. He's going to need a little bit more support. I think they're running the same round, actually, John. Yeah, deep, long smoke.
Yep.
All up close. Line up some nades. Nixuh really need more players over. Blaze is going to have to go crazy to make this anything like as compelling as we want it to be. Mollies are over, stuck behind the truck. Swarmed he is, still finds the first kill. That's a beautiful shot onto Doru. And now with the site seeded and without nades, without proper weaponry, just the cleanup mission for Bravado.
Yeah, and I think a nade connects as well there onto Rusty and Flexi. So should be a 3-0 start here for Bravado. As Rusty tries to fight in a little bit, but there's just no space and no util available to them. March or Triton will take care of Flexi. Rusty does get one at the very least, and a second. Okay, Rusty punishing the economy here. And doesn't get the third onto Triton, although he did connect for a shot at the very least. So that forces 2 players to buy up, 3 overall in the round. As Nixuh will have their first gun round here of Overpass.
Okay. Let's see what they've got for us. Frozen orb in play. And of course, spent a lot of this half over towards A. And have we got a B rush? A lot of fast nades. Nades landing in graffiti. Flashes over. Counter nade from Flexi. I thought that HE would do more damage, but it's not to be. The Molotov on him is taking a long time to get extinguished. And he's ever so low. Rusty trying to swing out from the pit. Only gets one. And finally, the low player in Flexi is felled. The defense is crumbled. And I'm surprised the bomb isn't already planted. There's like a little bit of a window here of opportunity. But Wilj still is hitting hard. Frozen is forced back by all this extra utility. And unless these players enormously overface, this round is not on for Frozen.
Frozen has to save the AWP, and yeah, that was quite the collapse there onto the B site by Nixuh. You saw that the smoke was attempted to be thrown into the Molotov for Toxic, but it didn't connect, and that meant that Flexi went down to only 20 HP. As he comes out of the smoke, I don't think Triton was watching for it, so he takes Triton down to 5 HP, but can't finish the job because, well, his shots didn't connect to where he wanted them to, for one, and second, he only had 20 HP to deal with, so he was down for the count with only 1 bullet to the body. 4-0 in favor of Bravado. And with that op saved over, maybe you can justify the force buy around it, but probably just going to see the half buy at most. They need to make sure they don't overinvest and sabotage their own economy.
I think the poignant word is protocols.
Yes.
The Nixuh in the previous, because let's be honest, they looked a bit like headless chicken. Chickens, as the actual hit comes in, everyone's kind of playing their own game. When, you know, one of the players could have been throwing flashes for Flexi barrels to take some fights, and Flexi himself seems a little bit awkward with his nades, and I don't know. I mean, once you've played enough Team Counter-Strike, you should kind of, as soon as those nades are flying over B, you kind of know what's coming.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm talking about protocols, because all the top teams are going to have that nailed down of how to react. And I'm not sure it's all there for Nixuh.
No, there were certainly some gaps there. Bravado taking a slow approach to this round. SloWye. I think he was trying to grab some util there. That was left in T-spawn indeed. He's going to pick that up and join up with 2 of his teammates in towards Monster. Nixuh, just 3 pistols here, I believe, on the B site. Is the MP9 here? Close. It is in connector. Shot rattled off. Bravado have a pretty clear path into B. If they throw a smoke for sandbags, probably won't be much of a challenge. They'll have to clear it, of course, and, well, now they're definitely going to, because Flexi fired off, And perhaps in an inopportune situation, Doru is going to get taken down to 2. Frozen gets the opener, though. Things are getting dicey for Bravado. Haven't done any damage, and they have 2 players below the half health mark, and in fact, Doru's on life support.
Bomb's way out on his own. Thank God it goes down from Wilj. But he needs his teammates. Triton and Doru are on A. They need to sprint over. March takes a super awkward duel. And is this a plant for heaven? You really hope it is. There's actually no smoke for this Molotov as Frozen starts to stick. Can he get it done before the Molotov becomes a factor? And did that Molly miss, John? Because, yeah, it must have, because I think that might have actually sealed the deal had it landed.
Yeah, I think the Molotov would have won the round for them, but it misses the mark. It wasn't lined up properly, and just, I think it's a kind of capping off what was a very messy round for Bravado, where the communication felt very off. A couple of players, caught on the A site. The bomb goes down on B. Nixuh swarming. They don't really know where Nixuh is going to come from, and then, you know, everything just falls apart as the bomb planter goes down. So Nixuh finally cracked the scoreboard. Bravado letting one slip away, and a nade is going to connect onto Triton right off the docket here, taking him down to 62. Blaze Frozen opening frag, and then Blaze gets the follow-up onto SloWye. The double op works fantastically here, both of them committing to an aggressive play, and now with that found, well, they can fall back to A.
Working exactly as intended. Frozen, he had a great spawn. Early pushes long, shows that AWP. Bravado tries to react there. They're calling out to each other. The AWP is over towards long. We can take mid fast, get some space in return. But it's not to be, because Blaze was there too. I love that setup. Great surprise to throw in the mix. And now these 3 remaining players for Bravado are just praying that one of these CTs gives them a fight, gets overzealous and presents a duel. Rusty is tucked in just behind this wall on the left-hand side, but he's focused instead on towards Monster. Nothing going the way of these players just yet. And with time starting to dwindle, they just need to group up and go. They could actually even save here. Because at the moment, they're not even grouped, John. I don't know how they get onto a site.
Maybe they try to pull Nixuh off of B with March if March gets a frag, but 18 seconds left. I mean, there really isn't time. They're actually going to commit to the A site, which could work if March gets one here. He manages to pull one off, but the man right around the corner gets one. Doru finds the man. 8 seconds left now. He can't get to the site. Bomb is down. Round is over. Yeah, you're absolutely right, Alan. Just everything was so disjointed again there for Bravado. It didn't feel like they knew what they wanted to do. And by the time they decided there was so little time left that they just panicked, pushed on forward, and didn't realize the positioning of Nixuh because they didn't have the information anyway. So second round in a row for Nixuh. And Bravado, well, I mean, probably just going to be having that AK and the rest on pistols.
And I think a few people watching will be kind of thinking in their heads, okay, it's already a 3-on-5. They're surely going to lose the round. There's a really low percentage you're going to win from here. But Counter-Strike is about economy. If you can get into a bomb site, if you can, even if you get 2 kills and get a bomb down, that does a lot of damage to Nixuh. That keeps your buys continuously going. And that's why they could have made a better go of it. Here we go then. Fast B hits. Blaze taken down. The Tech-9's coming real good as these flashes are forcing the Nixuh players out of position. Where's that bomb? We need to get it down real fast. Planted behind sandbags. They're scared of a spam. 3-on-3 now. Wilj does have an AK, but he has to get it activated. The man, though, is absolutely up to the task. It's just SloWye. No armor, no nades, no rifle, just a P250. And this is way too much to ask. Great recovery from Nixuh.
Yeah, fantastic. I mean, they really settled things down nicely, especially with Bravado just punching through. March doing all the work, right? With a couple of nice little frags. And I was going to say, Nixuh are having trouble dealing with that fast-paced push towards the B site that Bravado have now thrown at them twice, and both times Bravado got the bomb plant. This time, with the inferior weaponry, Nixuh are able to recover, they settle down, and get the 3rd in a row. But it almost fell apart for them. Bravado will be back to their buy-up. Of course, that bomb plant boosts their economy with $800 extra for everyone. As we go into round number 8. March going to go with his teammate into the lower tunnels. The man trying to get aggressive here, but the flash and the smoke push him off just a touch. The thing is, he was just trying to set up Frozen to peek around from long here. Frozen, is he going to spot the barrel? He does. SloWye, position given away here. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's kind of almost to his detriment, isn't it? He can't isolate the duel.
Yeah.
I can't believe he's gone wide and killed Doru there. That is absolutely absurd. But March is taking space in response. He's all the way up in towards Divider, but the timing just isn't with him. I really like the play, to be honest, from March. He knew there was a gap. He knew where the AWP was playing. But it doesn't change the result. 5-on-3 now for Nixuh and Bravado again in this position where, well, last time they stalled it out too long, and here I'd like them to at least be a little bit more decisive.
Still quite spread out across the map, our Bravado. Looks like they want to regroup for an A hit, and there we go. Now they will. SloWye and Wilj grouped up together. There comes Triton as well. Now the util, yeah, 3 flashes and a smoke, so they'll have to be very careful about how they deploy this. In 20 seconds left, they've got to get a move on now. SloWye can't decide what he wants to throw. Got to get that smoke or flash or something out here. There's the smoke and the flash toss forward. Wilj spotted out down to 16. He does manage to get 1, but Blaze is right there to drop 2. 5 seconds left. SloWye's not going to have time to plant the bomb now. He has to get all 3 frags. I'm not sure why he pulled off of that, but he's going to fall. And was that after time?
Was indeed. Look at that. 150 in the bank.
That's just, yeah. Honestly, could not have gone worse for Bravado on the attempted take with so little time left. SloWye doesn't even get the loss bonus through. The op is gone as well. Handed over to Nixuh.
It's honestly a good thing that Bravado got a couple rounds in the bank early on, because this has been rough of late. Very low investment here. Couple deagles, bit of utility. Flash is ready to go over the top of connector, but there's nobody nearby to be caught by those. See, Nixuh even so earlier we saw a fast B hit on the pistols, and that's why they've started 4B. But it's all good. They can just play passive on A. Frozen can hopefully give this ground.
He needs a rifle to join him, though. And he will get exactly that. So Nixuh settling in now. They pulled a couple of players off of B because the quick hit doesn't come in. But it will be B at the end of the day for Bravado.
It could be a plan on the cards here. It's a retake setup from Nixuh. We're playing from Graffiti. We're playing from CT. There is some utility, though, on these players. Flexi, Moddy is real late. Look at that. Really did not expect the player to be all the way out in the open. But for whatever reason, that bomb is not getting planted initially. Now goes down from Triton. And it does indeed get planted, but doesn't look like any kill is going to be found. Okay, well, still 5 alive. Pretty good for Nixuh.
I mean, but mission accomplished for Bravado, right? They didn't bring much into the round. They just wanted the bomb plant, and they got it. So it bolsters their economy and looks pretty good. Flexi, unfortunately, didn't toss the nade very well there in that round, but it didn't matter. Luckily for him, Bravado wasn't bringing much to the table, but still connected on himself for a little bit of damage. 5-4 for Nixuh, though. They have got 5 rounds in a row, in fact. Since Bravado was up 4-0, they haven't found anything.
Bit of a shriek going.
Yeah, we'll see if things change here, but since the guns have come out, Bravado have looked like a different team entirely. Just very disjointed. Not taking anything away from Nixuh, of course, because they've been playing it quite well, but I think Bravado, we expect more from them, right?
That is ruinous. Ruinous triple nade stack on the jump spot. It kills Blaze and takes Rusty low too. Well, you can't ask for much more than that. Information given over from Bravado. They've shown that they're free towards B. That's why Nixuh are leading this way, but Bravado are ahead in this chess game. They're already moving. Rusty's just showing the AWP also over towards this B side of the map. The man can't mount any sort of defense. Well, I guess the money's good enough here to try and mount a fight. But this is going to be real rough. Players coming over the truck. Frozen staying alive for now, but needs some help. Rusty was already taken down. And Flexi. He could actually go for damage here. It is an option with their money, but he's going to sit back in Monster.
Yeah, I think the AK has some value to it as well, right? Just getting that one-shot headshot potential. So, why not? Hang on to it. No reason to try and force the issue. As Bravado, that was a nice round, right? You talked about the nade stack at the beginning to get the opener and then take Blaze down to very low HP, and afterwards some very nice shooting by Doru and March to do the job. 5-5 as we are tied up in this first half. Of course, Overpass can lean more heavily towards the CT side. We'll see if that continues to be the case here for Nixuh, or if Bravado can mount a little bit more.
It's the macro as well from Bravado. I like the calling. It's the recognition that once you've shown free over towards the B side of the map, committing in that direction is not a good idea because there'll probably be a stack. So that was nice. Once they kill the A player, it's a bit of a slam dunk. Let's just speed up. And it all looks good. It's actually Bravado that's pausing. Interesting. Just a quick discussion, I guess. Maybe an intricate round they want to bring out that needs a bit of talking. I'm just a little bit surprised because the previous was probably their best for a while.
Yeah, it was a very nice. Maybe they want to talk about what they did right in that round so they can repeat it.
More nade stacks. That's what we need.
Well, it can be very potent, of course, on Overpass.
Keep an eye, viewers, on if anybody jump spots this round, because I'm feeling like no. After what happened last time.
Yeah. Flash going to get tossed out here for Bravado. And they do gain the space. Nixuh can't really do much damage on that early presence towards Fountain. And instead, they're going to readjust. Opening frag found by the man. Traded out. No, Blaze actually gets Wilj as well. And this is a weird spot for Doru to be in. He has to be careful with the way he comes out. 5v3 just like that in the first 30 seconds, though.
So Triton thinks he's got a lot of space over towards long. He's going to accelerate. And the AWP is actually not posted anywhere near him. Doru is so eager for a fight. Nobody presenting themselves just yet. As Triton creeps closer and closer and closer. He's going to sit himself in towards that little kind of cubby over towards long. B fake now flying over. 2 mollies shown. And look what it's done to the Nixuh rotations. There's 49 seconds here. The bomb can be rerouted. But this A fight is everything as Triton gets out.
Wow.
Orpin frozen is in towards truck. You can hear the player running in bank. Triton gets the first. Does he know about the truck player? Frozen can't connect. This bomb needs to hightail it over. And Triton, what a play and what a piece of macro to fake B to allow him all that space to play with.
I mean, going to B wouldn't be a bad idea right here either, but it's too late now. Bravado, 19 seconds left with all this control they have. They will make it to the A site in time to plant the bomb, and they even have the smoke to reinforce their positioning. Rusty going to try peeking out and doing some damage before the bomb goes down, but he won't be able to. Post-plant 3v3, Rusty does manage to connect onto Triton. Low HP for all 3 Nixuh players. SloWye connects onto Flexi. That leaves it as a 2v2. Doru around the corner, position known for Bravado. SloWye peeks around the corner, can't connect the shot, doesn't take any damage, and Blaze runs right into the crosshair of Doru. Only Rusty left standing. Has the kit, but needs the frags. Doru tucked in here. Should be an easy clear for Rusty, but he needs the follow-up as well, and he's not going to get it in time. He will not be able to defuse this bomb regardless of what happens here, and he gets the frag. Maybe he can grab the op and run away with it, but that's all he'll get out of this round as Bravado pick up a 6th.
SloWye's missed a couple of shots, let's be honest, in this first half, but he kept his head there at the end. Not to overface, not to present an opportunity. So overall, a well-played half bomb from Bravado. It looks a little bit scary because all those deep smokes were fading when the bomb was actually getting planted, so they're kind of caught repositioning. But in the end, as soon as that AWP makes its way back into toilets, unless there's smokes, unless there's a lot of utility on that CT side, you're going to have a tough time getting them out of the game. Here we go again, another B rush. Boring defense, though. Frozen's up close. How does he not connect? Man. Taken down. Flexi's got 1 this time, choosing not to play barrel. He's got 3 players here in towards the pit for Nixuh. It is so awkward. There are smokes everywhere. There's flashes popping all about the site. Wilj is trying to force an angle over the top of barrels. This is incredibly chaotic on the side proper. But for now, as these smokes start to fade, it's looking better and better and better for Nixuh. Got the man up in heaven. He can play off the contact of his teammates, perhaps go for a little bit of a jiggle, just get information. But these players are still trapped in towards pit, and they're so low, John. They're low, and SloWye is coming. A couple bullets will be enough to take these two down. The molly is perfect. I'm amazed it doesn't spread, but it doesn't matter. Just the man left. Peeks out, collects two. Wow, he has saved them big time with that clutch.
Wow, so many swings in that round, right? You thought Bravado was going to get caught off by Nixuh at one point, and then the man comes back at the end to win the 2v1 from heaven. Position known, but Bravado just couldn't deal with him. Nixuh's had a lot of difficulty dealing with those early pushes towards the B site. Yes, they did adjust for it one time, but Bravado pushed them back into pit. I honestly thought that Bravado was going to have the advantage here. I'm not sure if this round is live. I hear a lot of typing.
Like
doesn't feel like it. Yeah, so we can talk a little bit more about the previous one. Yeah, it felt like Bravado had funneled them into pit. Maybe a chance, of course, for them to come through and clean out the rest, which eventually they did, but they lost a couple of bodies before that because they waited for so long, and that's what gave the man the opportunity to clutch that 1v2. So, yeah, Nixuh pull off a sixth, and the last two rounds feel like they could have gone either way, really.
They'll take him. They'll take him. It's been crazy. I mean, that last round, the number of smokes in about 10 square meters was ridiculous. Nobody could move. And I mean, the Nixuh, they did win the round. It did look better on the site hold proper than in the previous time. Frozen, really, I mean, there's a lot of players in front of him. He probably should have connected. The round likely becomes quite easy if he gets one, and let's be honest, it probably was a collateral if he hits
might
one.
Have been. Yeah,
definitely could have been. So there was potential for that to be a lot better for Nixuh. Look at this buy, actually. It's not perfect for Nixuh. Got an MP9 out on Frozen. Flexi could have actually dropped him an AWP, but they chose not to. So no AWP in this one. And that really is valuable in the CT side of Overpass. It's hard to play A, honestly, without an AWP on the map.
Yeah. We'll see what the adjustment they make to account for that. And it looks like, well, they just won't be aggressive at all towards Fountain or Long A. They're only going to play one player on the A site proper. That's going to be the man. As the nades come through again for Bravado, but this time don't connect for much of anything. And Wilj is the first one to fall, Frozen peeking through the tunnels.
They should be running up A right now. Frozen's an A player, and they've seen so much utility and nades over towards the side of the map, and I think the call has now come in. But I don't think it's going to matter. They've lost B short. Blaze has found a kill right up connector. And this is a map where the rotations are ever so fast for that CT side. The window's gone, John. They're kind of making, in essence, the right idea, but timing is everything. We've got 3 in defense. Rusty's nearby. Blaze is going to be over soon. He can even throw supporting flashes behind these guys. How on earth do you crack this side open? Flashes ultimately ineffective. And this is going to be number 7 for the Nixuh lads.
Yep, SloWye. An attempt there in a 1v5, but nothing doing. Just wanted that loss bonus, and yeah, there's no way he was escaping from that position. 7-6 for Nixuh. Will finally come back to take the lead here against Bravado after a very strong start from the Bravado side.
Bravado won. They did win pistol, didn't they? And convert.
They did. Yes, they did.
Yeah, they did.
It was 4-0 in favor of Bravado.
This is a monster half from Nixuh. They've really, I mean, it's been a gritty half. It's been, it's some very chaotic rounds in the mix, but they made it work. And here we go again. And this is not an ideal setup. We're playing retake on this B bomb site. Sat all the way back over towards Graffiti, but they're making it work. They're making it work. The longer angles. Playing right into the rifles. Glock on SloWye surely can't offer up any great resistance. Bomb is fine if that is a win in of itself. It will ensure a good buy in the final one of this half. But Nixuh are now guaranteed to take a lead going into the second.
I mean, but Bravado, every single time they go to this B site and try for that quick push, they almost always have gotten a bomb plant out of it. So good on them for that. The thing is, not going to take this half, although 6 rounds D side still pretty good. I mean, you keep the CTs off of double digits, We'll see if they can get a 7th here, as they will be back to a full-on buyout.
I believe Overpass was leaning as one of the most CT maps at the top level for a while.
It was, yes. I think Nuke was pretty heavily CT side until some changes were made there, but that was a while ago.
Yeah. But I think Overpass actually used to be more balanced, and it's gone more CT of, like, I'm not sure if the full stats post A1S change have really fed into the mix just yet. So maybe we'll change a little bit more. And it's the same setup again, John. They're going for the double AWP A. I think the man was trying to take a long spawn, but he actually backs out of it. So more of a passive stance, and we'll see if lightning strikes twice in terms of this one working.
Yeah. Wilj just going for some spam through the smoke. A lot of time left on the clock here for Bravado to work with. They're going to readjust themselves. 3 players up to Fountain. Flashbang thrown to ensure that March can go out cleanly. And he does, but Frozen's watching here at short A. He's got the op scoped in, waiting for someone to be pushing out. March has to be careful not to show face and go down early here. Frozen, flashbang tossed. And he readjusts himself for the bathrooms, which is indeed the right call, with 2 players, perhaps even 3, coming in this direction. SloWye with the op will go towards short A. Oh, could catch off Frozen, and he does. What a shot from SloWye, and that will open up a lot of space for Bravado to work with the op no longer a factor.
There is a monster push, but the man and now Flexi coming over have to hold on for ever so long. March is creeping up. The man has to win this, and indeed he does. Smoke is fading. Wilj swings long, traded out, but this is ever so awkward. These rotates are a long way out. Being round 15, Nixuh, of course, are going to go for this one. Flexi should just buy his time, wait for his teammate SloWye, though, post it onto connector. One down, make it 2. Flexi's all that remains. 34 HP. Bravado will make it 7 out of this half. So overall, a good performance, and it seems real fitting. Got the closest scoreline possible as we send it to the half.
No secrets.
Caught up in emotions, think I'm losing track. I need you to stay by my side. Feel like I'm in floating, comfortably detached. Will you stay if I lose my mind? And I want to let go. Don't let me even if I try. But I need you to know that I don't want to lose this high. And I want to let go. Don't let me even if I try. But I need you
Welcome back. Bravado, Nixuh, map 2. Nixuh's already got the 1-0 edge in the series, and they're looking to end this one at 2-0. 8 rounds picked up on CT side, not the best, and I would say perhaps Bravado have the edge with the 7 that they picked up, regardless of the fact that they're not in the lead. It's just a lot of rounds to pick up on a map that can lean quite heavily to the CT side. We'll see. It depends on the performance of the T side for Nixuh, and as we saw in Inferno, even if the CT side is really strong, the other end, or I should say, even if it's an 11-4 lead at the half, you never know what's going to happen on that T side.
If I've learned anything today, there are no chickens to be counted in South Africa. Wait until they roost. Wait until they spring forth from that egg and make it to Katowice. That will be when I have some sort of confidence in what's going to happen. Mid-stack out from this CT side. 2 in connector. Got one also in towards long toilet. SloWye finds 2. Make it 3. Traded out in the end, though. His teammates couldn't offer any resistance. So despite finding a hat-trick of frags, we're in a fairly even scenario. Bomb trying to get planted on towards truck. BlazeYG nades out when players could be close. Still gets the kill through the smoke.
Wow, nade.
That is ever so important. March knows that Blaze is low, but the nade doesn't finish. It doesn't finish. And without armor, as soon as he starts taking shots, the aim punch will be ever so punishing. And it doesn't even matter. Blaze collects a 3rd. Big recovery on that pistol after those early frags from SloWye. And Nixuh, well, you said it might not be the best result on the first half, but winning a pistol makes it look a whole lot sweeter.
Oh, yes, indeed. What work done by Blaze, even though his team's at the disadvantage. He gets a couple, and then the final blow as well. Jumps up into the frag lead as well with that 3K at 14-9. Right behind him, the man who has really been all over the place throughout the day. With 13 frags. Triton's going to go for an early peek here with the A1S. A force buy coming through from Bravado. And look at the space Triton has gained. He might go all the way into playground, and with this information, I mean, Bravado can easily stack the B site, assuming he sticks around, but it feels like he doesn't necessarily want to. Now he will. It's being watched by Nixuh.
They would have heard the flashbang.
Yeah.
So they should be a little bit wary, a little bit cautious. Rusty tagged down. They know there's a rifle towards this side of the map. They could double back and think about B instead, but so much damage. 2 dead. Rusty hanging on by his fingertips to life at the moment. Triton equally is very, very low, but it's not going to matter. SloWye's here to help, and this round has crumbled for Nixuh. Oh, this is devastation. This is devastation in case, unless there's some sort of recovery, and it doesn't feel likely.
Goodness.
Triton finds a 3rd. This is a disaster for Nixuh. Their money is going to be ruined in the following.
Still a chance for potentially something to happen here if the man turns the corner and realizes someone's there, but he doesn't. They're just too many bodies up. Wow, it only took the 1 rifle in Triton's hands, and that was more than enough. And all that space he gained at the beginning that I talked about towards playground really did pay dividends. Nixuh couldn't do anything about him. So after a very nice pistol, the follow-up doesn't go well at all. And some upgrades picked up by Bravado. As a result, the Galil and the MAC-10 carried forward, and then a couple of A1Ss and an MP9 to round out their buy. Over on Nixuh, well, they are going to try and start the force by ward sort of here, because Frozen and Flexi don't really invest, but Rusty, the man, and Blaze do.
I don't understand why Flexi isn't bought.
I understand
there's an angle here for Frozen with warping, but even then, you should be comfortable to rifle in the first gun round. Maybe Nixuh are a little bit rattled, honestly. They're gonna really regret not falling back when they saw the M4 there. Should this game fall away from them now? Here we go then. B group, bit of a long-range engagement from Wilj. Smoke is perfectly timed, and look at this, sprinting through. Rusty with a team kill does take down Wilj, and actually, another frag coming in. Doru's trapped in the corner over towards Monster and just about gets the sidearm out. Ooh, got a little bit nerve-wracking, but in the end, still 3 alive.
Wow, that could have gotten scary, right? It felt like it was leaning towards potentially some chaos, but the team kill from Nixuh didn't help, and well, at least you get a couple of frags to try and keep the economy honest on the CT side, which was pretty effective. The thing is, that's the force buy for Nixuh, and they won't be bringing much of anything into this round. In fact, it's just going to be Glocks for every single person except the man who invests into that P250. Nothing else purchased. So a bomb plant would be great for Nixuh, but it feels like Bravado will be regaining the lead here unless something absolutely ridiculous happens. Triton going to take down Rusty. He gets the second. Laboring potentially for the third, but there it is. And yeah, no fuss, no muss here for the Bravado side.
Clean as can be. Clean as can be, and winning those reset rounds is just so strong, especially without bomb plants from Nixuh. At least being on the T side, their first buy isn't too bad. Plus Frozen and Flexi, of course, a little bit of cash to spare. Okay. We're at the business end here on Overpass. First map, of course. That was Inferno. Map pick of Nixuh. Took a while to get there in the end after a storming T-side. But just about managed to claw their way to victory in the end. This is Bravado's pick on Overpass. Last time these teams faced off, they went for Vertigo. So, chosen to switch it up. And so far, it's been a pretty dicey affair. But now they're in a prime position. If they can just stabilize and they have the money to do so, maybe there is a clean route to winning here on Overpass.
A little bit of util expended here by both sides. Nixuh trying to figure out where they want to go based upon that util that was expended by Bravado, and looks like the B site will be the call, although a couple of players are waiting here in Monster to greet them. Smoke going to get tossed, and that will force Nixuh to wait a little bit longer, although they could flash out here. Potentially a fight that could occur here at short A or short bathrooms. Wilj, oh, going aggressive, trying to play the smoke fade here, it seems, or waiting to see someone will come up close, and there it is. He saw the feet, gets one, gets the second, looking for a third, potentially won't find it as Triton does go down on the other side, but a very significant edge here for Bravado as time is ticking away on the round.
Look where the bomb is.
Yeah.
This is shocking. How do you recover this? Doru goes wide. His teammates decide to contest B shorts. It's a nice pair of frags from the man, but there's a lot of work left to do. SloWye's coming down connector, and March actually goes for the duel. Doesn't choose to wait for his teammate, but capitalizes. 11 for Bravado, and Nixuh have got to eco.
Yeah, that's a risk for March, but I like it. A calculated one. He goes around that corner, tries to take the fight so that if the other player tries to gain that space in the monster around pillar, he won't be able to. And, well, March wins it. So, well done. 11-9 in favor of Bravado. It's just going to be Tech 9s for Nixuh. We saw a lot of very fast plays for Bravado towards the B site, but Nixuh want nothing to do with that. In fact, they're going to go for a fast play into Fountain. All 5 players filtering out here. SloWye could have a field day with the A1S. There's one. No second, though. Nice little trade. Triton trying to support from connector, and he does to get one more. But the thing is, the rest of Nixuh are going to continue to charge onto the A side. Could find a bomb plant here, but Frozen shut down by March, who gets the follow-up as well. And only Blaze left standing.
Some damage would be great. But it's not going to happen. Wilj on the flank. Execution as Blaze hits the deck. Been so many clean rounds as well from Bravado in this streak. And it's allowing them a lot of runway in the economic department. I'd love to see a pause here, I think, from Nixuh, because these next few gun rounds, they've simply got to get some traction. If not winning the rounds, massive damage, bomb plants, make them compelling. Because they're running out of breathing room. Here we go then. What's the cool corner moments in the second map?
Frozen Looking for targets, scanning around that smoke, hoping that no one's trying to do a one-way. Triton ends up getting spammed down by Flexi. He got caught in that Molotov as well. Just some awkward positioning on his side as Nixuh trying to claw back some rounds here, because since that pistol, haven't found anything.
Oh, the monster play. That timing felt like it was going to be ruinous on Rusty.
Yeah.
As he falls off the ledge. But he makes it work. Re-smoke on Monster from Doru. But they're still going to commit with his execute. Short is the point of contention instead. There is a teammate just made his way over. That's going to be March. And Nixuh caught behind this utility. Can't head in just yet. It's very disjointed. Thankfully, there's a trade on towards March. And now Doru up close and personal. There were way too many players around him. Enveloped in the end. And I think if you're SloWye here, give it a save. The AWP is ever so valuable. And you've certainly got the money here to play the long game.
SloWye is going to get that frag onto Blaze, but round, of course, already over. Just wants to save that op. Nixuh finally getting on the scoreboard again with a 10th. Very torrid start for them into the round, and they never took their foot off the gas pedal. You saw Bravado try to peek in towards Monster, and that was one of the mistakes they made as Wilj got over ambitious and then shut down by Rusty. So there you have it. Both teams into double digits for a second consecutive map. But Nixuh needs a lot more than that. Looking at the money for Bravado, might get a little bit tough in that next round if they lose here, but they still got a decent cushion for themselves, and even are able to afford an op and 4 A1Ss with full util and maintain the cushion.
Gotta be chaining them together, though.
Yeah.
Gotta be chaining them together if you're Nixuh. And they're going to go for a fairly fast mid-take. It's a 4B stack initially from Bravado. It's clearly... They thought a B hit could be imminent, but not to be. A lot of A space taken by Nixuh without a great deal of resistance. And SloWye on that AWP is clearing B short. What is the move, Nixuh? I mean, you haven't seen anything on ages yet, so... It's a tough one. And for the moment, they're just content to sit and wait. Are they expecting some aggression? Because I don't think it's going to come.
1 minute left. And the only damage done so far in the round is SloWye down to 90 HP. And wow, the man is going to go down to SloWye. Speaking of which, 5v4. It actually goes towards A. I like the idea here from Nixuh, but a great counter maul. In fact, a couple of them thrown by Bravado. March takes down Blaze. Flashbang for Doru to set up a peek around this corner. It is good. So is the peek, at least for some damage. And that's a nice little nade thrown by Frozen to at least get one and make the round somewhat viable. But this crossfire looks so very lethal as Doru is going to come around and actually goes down, but a TK as well. And Triton finishes the job. No one clearing long. And a 13th round picked up for Bravado.
Big stuff from SloWye. Gets one. Gets the information. Allows his team to stack. And that's what ultimately wins the round. Nixuh really could have used a bomb plant there. Could have made this buy a tad easier on the eyes. But they're making the right move. They're making the right move. Got to keep buying into this one. You are keeping the CT money limited. Not fully down to 0, but at least in the realms of possibility that you could have ecos soon to follow. And Nixuh have got to break through. You lose this round. You have no cash reserves. Unless you get a plant, you're not buying in the next. And the call is to accelerate up long. Actually, SloWye's in a bit of a rock and a hard place here. Spins on a dime. 1 kill over towards the long side, but pinched in the end. Triton's trying to readjust, but caught out in the open. This A defense has offered no resistance. And there's nothing to stop Nixuh now sprinting onto the site. March behind Optimus. Deep angle. Tries to readjust for a double spray down, but it was never going to happen. And these remaining Bravado players, I think they should just save John. I don't think this retake is on.
Depends on what Doru... Okay. Never mind. Doru goes down, and now Wilj needs to get away from this. I don't know why he continues to fight. Maybe he feels like he's got a chance and finally will fade off, save the AK. Yes, there was money that they could have reinvested with in the following round anyway, but the AK helps because Doru is down to only $50. So even with that bonus coming through, the lost bonus coming through, it won't be enough for him to get a proper buy-up. 11th round picked up for Nixuh, but the good thing for Bravado, at the very least, that these round victories have been scattered and haven't been strung together, which, as you mentioned, is going to be an important piece for Nixuh if they hope to find success here on Overpass. But they're going to be running out of rounds soon.
Pause in. Talking through this one. Bit of a chat. You don't want to let this slip to Vertigo when you're in touching distance of doing this in 2 if you're Nixuh.
Yeah.
You know their cash is so bad. And of course the loss bonus is ever so low for Bravado. Because they were winning so many themselves on this defensive side. Key round to come. Frozen, who had a great day earlier on, been consistent on other maps, has yet to really have a colossal impact just yet here on Overpass. And well, if he can get activated as we get into these latter stages, that could be a great weapon in the Nixuh arsenal.
Yeah, he's been exceptionally quiet, especially on this T side. We'll see, like you said, if Frozen activates, that will certainly help Nixuh's chances here, and this round will be exceptionally important for them, because if they win it, they reset the economy for Bravado and put them in a tough spot and likely tie this one up at 13. If you lose, then things get a little dicey. Yes, you might be able to justify a force buy, but you'll likely be saving for an overtime, or I should say a match point buy-up.
Okay, so we had some AD fault nades from Nixuh on towards mid.
Yeah.
They throw those, and then they move off. It's going to be B instead. Is Wilj on the angle on towards the pipe? Indeed he is. Did he spot these players? This is a really awkward duel. He's left eye, and these players are swinging in. First kill found. Doru falling off the railing. Somehow still gets one, but it's not going to be enough. March is now trapped behind the pillar. Peaks wide, 2 kills. Big play. Traded in the end, as bomb is now getting planted. 2-on-2. And as we said from the off, all important round from Nixuh. What a massive afterplant this is.
Yeah. At the very least, they get the plant, even if they don't take this round. The boost is on, and they don't realize it. Triton almost gets traded out, but it is a 2v1 edge in favor of Bravado. Blaze sees Triton fall, at least gets the information, then he finds the frag on the other player. Looking around, trying to get the last, and Blaze will do it. Nixuh take a 12th and force Bravado onto an eco round. Wow, what a clutch.
Huge moment. And I think they're pausing here just to cool off.
Yes.
Because they recognize the importance. Look at this.
Wow.
Ducking and diving. It felt a little bit hectic, to be honest, from Blaze, but he made it work. And of course, the last 2 kills had to be headshots. Nothing else. Nothing else. Money is snapped from Bravado. And even on the following gun round, I mean, was there going to be an AWP? Probably not, because someone would have to drop it as a glass.
No,
or someone else would have to AWP or something. It's not looking good. It's not looking good.
Yeah, I mean, you could glass cannon, but that would be the extent of it for Bravado, and not recommended, of course, up against this Nixuh squad. Another option is, of course, taking down Frozen, managing to carry the op over, if you can save it, or winning this round with USPs only, which seems exceptionally unlikely. As Frozen is going to take one down, that's Wilj through the smoke. Look at all the utility damage that was done as well. Molotov goes into that smoke, so that opens up the opportunity for the op to get taken down, and it does, but Flexi and Blaze are right there, and they clean up house. 13 all.
Why did nobody grab the AWP on the ground? Everyone was just running around.
That is a legitimately good question.
And they actually bought
one.
Like,
why?
It's actually a little bit silly. That's a waste of whatever it would be, almost 2,000 actually, over an AK price. Actually, it would be 2,000, over 2,000. Well, could be a factor later on. A little bit odd, but either way, keep plenty of players alive. And now they're reaping the rewards of snapping this money. No AWP in play, no kits, limited utility. And a lot of that's getting burnt early as Bravado tries to stave off a fast hit or early aggression. Look at this. 5 players outside a monster. Nixuh want to go in soon. The man drop peeks, Wilj down. Doru, it's a nice dink onto the man, but he's going to need some help as these players start to accelerate out a monster. Triton on the rotation, can't get anything done. One player committed in short, March behind the pillar. Doru gets one, March with another, make it free. What a defense. I think he's held on to it. Indeed he has. Plays off the contact of his teammates. 4 frags for March as he ducks and dives around the pillar. Give this man a raise because he just saved Bravado's bacon.
Just some of these rounds are so strange. It feels like one team has the edge, in that case Nixuh, and then all of a sudden Bravado just piles on the frags. March in particular, like you mentioned, getting 3 of them before shutting down the last. And even then though, Frozen almost pulls it back with the op. He gets a couple, pulls at the dualies because he knows the peak is going to come through, but just cannot find the player in time. Wow. So both teams, a lot of economic damage coming through in that round. And another swing coming through. SloWye almost gets caught out by the tech of Flexi. And they do get a chance to fade off, but SloWye's also exposed at long A, and Frozen gets that. He will also get the upgrade to the AWP.
They want to accelerate. They want to just go. There are 2 in defense, and Doru's actually nearby, but the frags are falling the way of Nixuh. Oh no. It's crumbling. Wilj and his teammate are actually going to stick around and try and make something out of this one. AK is picked up, but out of bullets. Out of bullets, out of chances. Out of luck. And granted, they lost the previous in a scenario where they definitely could have won it. But economically, it's played out pretty good, John, because Bravado's money is in the dumpster. They win 1 round, keep barely anyone alive, and they're right back on the eco.
It's not a good situation for a CT economy. Loss bonus only at 2,400, so their buy up in the next round is going to be a little bit rough. They can't justify an overinvestment here. A timeout absolutely necessary for them, but they're not the ones to call it. It is Nixuh who call it basically for them, but they want to talk things over because they also don't want to make a mistake in a round that could yield them the victory if they pull it off.
I've loved Nixuh's pausing today. They seem to have a really good kind of feel for when to slow the game down, and it's honestly a really good sign when teams are also pausing. Like, if it catches me off guard a bit, it's actually kind of a good sign because it means they've got plans in mind, or they're being thoughtful, or even if they're winning rounds, sometimes they'll take a pause and just say, you know, I've been winning here, guys, but there was a gap, or let's do this in this round, or, you know, they're always trying to find the mistake, find the gap. And it's certainly true here on Overpass that they're playing themselves into better form every round at the moment. Seemingly, what have we got here? A 5-man stack. That's the bomb! That's the bomb! That is not good! 2 for the man. And these players need to just stay calm. You've got so much utility. Make sure you use it. Swinging wide. AK is there for March.
Oh my goodness.
23 HP and 50. Well, it doesn't matter because you don't need to buy again after this round. But
still,
there are some sweating Nixuh fans sitting at home right now.
Wow, that is not the best of ideas to send the bomb out first in an unknown position where the USPs ended up being stacked. The bomb goes down and it gets super dicey, very scary for Nixuh. They end up closing it out with 2 bodies left standing. So Bravado, I mean, it was a good idea to try for that stack because it almost led to a round victory and a potential at getting map points. But now it's not just map point for Nixuh, and it is map and series point available for them as they use their final timeout.
Yeah, reminder of the stakes. winner will go into the grand final, the qualifying match for that spot at Challenger Katowice. Almost certainly the biggest opportunity for a South African team over the entire year. Loser will play the winner of DNMK, Dynamic, and Vibing, UIBN, which currently is in the third map, so we're not sure who just yet, but certainly getting straight through to that grand final, not having to play extra Counter-Strike. That is the aim here for Nixuh. Get it done here and now.
That's a nice nade toss, though. Blaze and Rusty both getting connected on. And Bravado, well, they're content to just toss the utility and back on to the A site. So that forward positioning is now lost. And they're going to re-smoke Monster. Bravado. Their lives in the upper bracket on the line here. If they lose this round, it's done.
Tension is palpable. Nixuh had a lot of success towards these B pops in the last few. Re-smoke goes down as a deep one. That's a hard one to come through. No flashes lined up just yet, and I think they're going to wait this one out. Rusty now primes a flash. Are we going to go? Doru first contact his teammate. Stuffed into the corner. Ready to take the next duel. Molotov keeps these players at bay. Flash as well makes it awkward. Actually whites up the seat. He's just as bad as the terrorist players. And this engagement is surely to come soon. Swinging now. First kill for Nixuh. Trades galore.
Oh.
A Blaze finds 3. 2 kills between Nixuh and a grand final spot. SloWye is aggressive. Smoke onto that Molotov. Bomb does get planted, but Blaze is not aware there's a player up close. Left alone, though. No kit on SloWye, just a FAMAS. Lack of utility. These two players playing together. They're not presenting easy fights. They're not going to make a single move until SloWye gets onto that bomb. I don't think there's a kit down either, John. I can't see one. Time is starting to dwindle. Nixuh look primed now to make it into that grand final spot. Tap is there. First player swings, but time is gone. That's going to be it. Nixuh clean it up 2-0. Well, we know very few people would have pitted them as favorites going into this matchup. What a performance from this team today.
I mean, we knew it was going to be a pretty tightly contested engagement based upon the fact that in their previous BO3, it was 2 overtimes, both maps going to Bravado.